Hello students, in this video we are going to study the remaining part of the chapter 4. The chapter name is Sorting Materials into Groups. Class 6 Subject Science NCERT. Before that, let me recall what we had seen in the previous videos. So we had seen that anything that has mass and occupies space is called matter, and the matter used in making an object, and that is known as material. The example we had seen that in wooden chair is an object and wood is the material. The objects around us are made up of large varieties of materials. A given material could be used to make a large number of objects, and it is also possible that an object could be made of a single material or of many different kinds of materials. Then we had seen the classification of objects on the different bases, that is appearance. In that we had classified the objects in the shiny objects and non-shiny objects. Then after we had seen the classification based on hardness, that is whether this object is soft or hard. Then we check the solubility. The object is soluble or insoluble in different kinds of liquid. Then we had seen the floating properties of the materials, that is objects that float on the water and sink in the water. So now in this video we will see the next property, that is transparency in the different kinds of objects. So you might have played the game of hide and seek. Now think about the places where you would like to hide so that you are not seen by the others or your friends. So what are the places? So you will mostly hide behind the walls or behind the doors. So why did you choose those kind of places? Would you have to try to hide behind the glass window? So obviously not. Why? Because if you will hide behind the glass window, your friend will find easily. So as your friend can see through that glass window and he can spot you. So you are not hiding behind the glass window. Now can you see through the all materials? Like we had seen the glass door which is made up of wood or wall. Can you see through that objects? So those substance or materials through which things can be seen are called transparent. The objects through which we can see that objects are known as transparent. Here the transparent object is shown to you. This one is the transparent object through which this boy Bujaho can see the objects. So now let me see the example of transparent objects. So glass, water, air and some plastics are the example of transparent materials. There are the another example also. The shopkeepers usually prefer to keep biscuits, sweets and other eatables item in transparent container of glass or plastic. Why he is doing this? So he is doing this because the buyers can see easily these items. Here in the figure it is shown to you. The chocolate sweets are filled or kept in the glass or plastic container so that the buyers can see them easily. Now on the other hand, there are some materials through which you are not able to see, and these materials are known as opaque material. Here in the figure, this material is opaque materials through which you cannot see. So the materials through which you cannot see or you are not able to see, those kind of materials are known as opaque materials. And you cannot tell what is kept in the closed. The example of that is closed wooden box. Wooden box, that is the opaque material, so you cannot tell what is kept inside that box. Then cardboard cartoon, that means chest or trunk, or a metal container. These all things are opaque objects, metal, wood, then cardboard, that are the opaque materials. So wood, cardboard and metals are the examples of opaque materials. So the objects through which we can see that materials are known as transparent materials, and the objects or materials through which we cannot see that materials are known as the opaque materials. Now, do we find that we can group all the materials and objects without any confusion as either opaque or transparent? So, let me check this by next activity, that is activity 6. For that, take a sheet of paper and look through it towards the light bulb and make a note of your observation. Then put 2 to 3 drops of some oil and spread that oil on the sheet of paper and look again towards the lighted bulb through that portion of the paper on which you spread the oil. So do you find that bulb is more clearly visible than before? So yes, you will find that bulb is more visible or more clearly visible as compared to the first condition. But now can you see the clearly through the oil paper? No, you will not. You are not able to see clearly through the oil paper. And is everything on the other side of it is visible? So no, rather than the bulb, anything that is on the next side to this page is not visible. So the material through which the objects can be seen but not clearly, that objects are known as translucent objects. So this is the third type of object, the object or the materials through which you can see but not clearly, that kind of materials are known as the translucent material. So from this activity, we had observed that the lighted bulb was clearly seen when seen through the piece of glass. If you will see through the piece of glass, it will be clearly seen. Why? So the glass is transparent objects, that is why. And when the glass piece was covered with paper sheet or nothing was visible through this paper sheet. And when see through the oily paper, the bulb behind it was visible but not clearly. So we can say that the piece of glass is transparent, paper sheet is opaque and oily paper is translucent object. Now remember the oily page on paper when we tasted food items for presence of fats that we had seen in the chapter 2. We had checked the presence of fat by the paper, oily page on the paper. So that material or that sheet of paper is also example of translucent object. So that was translucent too. Now can you think of some more example of translucent materials? So yes, the wax paper, then thin sheet of plastics, butter paper, then frosted glass, etc. are the example of translucent objects or translucent materials. Now what is frosted glass? So this is a kind of glass which blurs the images and still transferring the light through it. So this kind of glass are known as the frosted glass and it is an example of translucent object. We are using this kind of glass to make the glass windows in our house, and through this glass window you can see this object which is kept on the another side, but you cannot see that objects clearly. So that are the translucent objects. Here one another activity is given to you. We can therefore group materials as opaque, transparent and translucent. Now Paheli is suggesting something, that Paheli suggests covering the glass of a torch with your palm at a dark place. Then after switch on the torch and observe the other side of the palm. And she want to know that whether the palm of your hand is opaque or transparent or translucent. So when you will cover your glass of the torch with your palm, and when you switch on that torch, you can see the light from your palm, through the palm. So we can say that the human skin is opaque, as the light cannot pass through the human skin. But in this case, it will behave as the translucent when the intensity of light is very high. So here, while the torch is switched on, the intensity of light is high. That's why we can see the light through the palm of a human or our palm. And that's why At that time our palm behaves like a translucent object. Normally human skin is opaque object. Now we learned that materials differ in their appearance and the way they mix in water and other liquids. They may float or sink in water or may be transparent, opaque or translucent. We had seen all these kind of objects. So materials can be grouped on the basis of the similarities and differences in their properties. So now the question is that, so why do we need to group the materials? So in everyday life we often group materials for our convenience or for our betterment. So at home we usually store things in such a manner that similar objects are placed together, and such kind of arrangement help us to locate that particular object easily. The example is given to you. A grocer usually, if you had seen in grocery shop, then a grocer usually keeps all types of biscuit at one corner of his shop, then soaps at the another corner, and grains and pulses at the different place. He is classifying the objects like this, so he will find them or he will locate them easily. So there is another reason why we find such grouping useful. Why this grouping is useful? So another reason is there that dividing materials in groups make it convenient or easier to study their properties and also observe any patterns in these properties. If we want to study the similarities and differences in that objects or properties of that objects or any pattern in that properties or in their structure, then by this grouping we can easily study this kind of things. So we are grouping we are sorting the materials on the basis of this kind of properties, and we will study more about this in these higher classes, in the next higher classes. So now let we summarize or let we see what we had seen in this chapter. So till now we had seen that anything that has mass and occupies space is called matter, and the matter used in making an object, and that is known as material. Then we had already seen the example of wooden chair. In that chair is an object and wood is the material. Then the objects around us are made up of large variety of materials, and a given material could be used to make a large number of objects. And it is also possible that an object could be made of a single material or many different types of materials. The materials or objects are sorted into or classified into groups on the basis of their appearance, hardness, transparency, color and shape. So there are many different ways for sorting or classifying these objects. The example is on the basis of the materials used in making the objects like glass, metal, plastic, wooden, paper and clay objects. So generally objects are sorted or classified on the basis of this property. That first one we had seen, that is appearance, that is object, whether the object is shiny or non-shiny or luster or not luster. Then after we had seen the hardness, whether the object is soft or hard. Then we had seen solubility, so the object is soluble or insoluble or in water and in another liquids, different kinds of liquids. Then we had seen floating property, the objects that are floating on the water and sinking in the water. And at last we had seen transparency, that is whether the object is transparent, opaque or translucent. So we had seen these things, and then at last we had seen the importance of grouping or sorting the materials. So now let me see summary of this chapter. The objects around us are made up of large variety of materials, and a given material could be used to make a large number of objects, and it is also possible that an object could be made of a single material, or if many different types of materials that are also you can use to make a single object. Then we had seen different types of materials have different kinds of properties. Some materials are shiny in appearance while others are not, and some are rough, some are smooth. Similarly, some materials are hard and whereas some materials are soft. Some materials are soluble in water whereas the others are insoluble. The materials such as glass are transparent and some others such as wood and metals are opaque materials, and some other materials are also translucent materials, that is page or oily sheet of paper, frosted glass. The materials are grouped together on the basis of their similarities and differences in their properties. And at last, the things are grouped together for the convenience and to study their properties. Now in the next video, we will see the textbook solution of this chapter. Thank you.